Hello, people, and welcome to follow another Carcassonne Champions League match. Well, the qualifier match. Let's not go that far yet. The qualifier match, so the preseason is well on its way, and this time we will be focusing on the qualifier 3. So so between players uh, who have successfully managed to earn their spot mostly via great success in different international competitions in whether it would be a team competition or an individual one. And so, as you can see by the title of the stream, we'll be taking a look at the match between King Mauri, that's Mauricio Saavedra, and Pedro Antunes with the screen name of Foam. So Chile versus Portugal is very much the name of the game right here. Audio is a little low, you say, huh? We could try to up that a little bit. Let's do that, and do let me know if there is a bit of extra pack in a bit of extra punch right now. Should be as far as I know. So both players are currently rated about 600. We have a very slight edge on the elo rating for King Mauri, actually, I believe, rated just above 600, and the foam just below in about 580-ish. So not much, really not much of an edge for the for elo wise. When we watch at the or when we take a look at the matches or the match history between these players, it's also not really providing any particular edge in one way or another. There have been two games in the entire in the entire history of PGA between these two players. Both have happened during this year. Had they happened during July, and both actually were won by King Mauri. So currently, foam is with the very little statistics that we can add up to it. He is currently starting from a bit of an as an underdog, as a very very minor underdog, I should say. Welcome, Glovier. We are certainly seeing some Portuguese support, and why would we not? As well as from Juan Alvarez. It seems underdog power, yeah, indeed. Though again, I do have to emphasize that the underdog position that foam is at is not very big underdog. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we could probably put some air quotes on the underdog status right there. So this is the lower round 2, and that means that both players have until thus far won one match and lost one match. King Mauri winning his first match in the qualifiers against Tomas Rojas of Colombia, and then losing against Łukasz Prytzkat of Poland. Łukasz, who is a very strong master from Poland, actually might have clinched the master spot not earlier than this year, but he has already went over the 750 mark, so well on his way to at some point challenge Mateus Soentu on the highest rated player of Poland, though that is going to be quite a catch still to go. And then for Pedro, started off kind of unfortunately by taking a loss against Tom de Smet of Belgium, relegating himself to the lower bracket where he defeated the reigning silver medalist of the individual world championships, Horacio Mastandrea. And now it's very much about the tournament life of these players, for both, of course, as they are in the lower bracket. So any loss right now will be eliminating them from the tournament for good. Every bit matters. I mean, yeah, I do have to agree with you there. The statistics are always like kind of a zero-sum game. Well, most statistics. Early ruined fight, early ladder formation here, and this is pretty much saying that this city will absolutely never be completed. Um, there's only a teeny teeny chance of drawing both drawing both dividers, one here, and then maybe even running off with an 8-pointer, another 8-pointer, and then maybe even starting a city here. But really unlikely event to happen. For Mauri, starting new cities, closing old ones, and he is starting to put some pressure onto this ruin expansion potential here. So any road tile is gonna be going over here. Well, maybe not immediately, because the road here does exist, but at some point, if you want to play like absolutely dead certain game, then you go here with a straight road and prevent your opponent from getting a divider over here and maybe starting a second city of his. For now though, just using shielded tiles for your own structures looks good enough. And Phoam also starting cities of his own, though there could be issues. Now, for example, now Mauricio could go over here, start a new road, or he can go over here and just play the safe game. Over here, it's kind of a interesting one, because then there is an opportunity for Mauricio to go here with either a cow or with a field Dorito, direct the city of Pedro to the starting tile square, and then use something over here to block that square permanently. So obviously it was a long shot plan, and it is never going to be executed. As King Mauri does none of those two moves, decides to disrupt the road of Pedro and start a road in another fashion. Also a totally reasonable move, and maybe even, well, I think it's actually better than at least going over here. And this road is not really in danger at the moment. It's not really in danger at the moment because there are still 2 road monasteries and there are still all 3 daggers in the deck. For Phoam, yeah, I do like this, even though he certainly needs the same, well, pretty much the same exact tile, ideally, almost ideally, to go here and to finish his road. Then there is only 1 starting tile remaining in the deck, so this is already a 50-50 shot at blocking the city entirely, which actually in quite many cases 50-50, a 50-50 shot is enough of a block, because in order to make any future permanent blocks, then you're gonna obviously have to try and invest some more tiles here, but they will have to but you will have to get some sort of like additional value from them. And in most cases it would be taking 2 points over here with the road end, and then making the blocking platform with tempo. But for now, Foam decides to start another road, which I actually don't really like, because he already has one road open, which he needs the same tile style for, and a 2 point road is like just such an it's like just such an ugly feature to have, especially when you have already a road available here. Now the block is successful though, so there is at least that bit of good that Foam was able to retrieve, let's say, from this straight road, and from starting this road in general. But I still would have liked Foam to simply wait for like a road end over here, just continue his road and make it more safe, and stay a bit more patient. But his position for now is quite decent for sure. A monastery over here for 5 points, difficult to block, which well, like for now is like quite impossible to block in an effective manner, which is why King Mauri is just going to proceed with the assumption that this monastery will be finished at some point, and he will be equalizing the monastery with one of his own. At least having two roads allows Red to use all road tiles productively. I mean, well, for road, I mean, I know, of course, about, I of course know about the two-city principle, but for roads don't really share that principle to the same extent. Like, roads are often like quite annoying features to build, and they are only only ever possible to have 1 point added to them at any point. And most often it's enough to have one road for yourself, because well, of course, in most cases road ends can be used to multiple places, and if you have like a short-ish road, like let's say for like between 3 to 5 points, you can still use curves there quite freely, and even allow your opponent to attack them. Like, they don't really need to be like super safe, if you know what I mean. Whereas cities are a different thing, because often cities can be continued with dividers of different types. So finishing a city and starting a new one, whereas roads not really know that much. Like kind of rarely do you see a a road being finished and then started another road with the same tile. So they don't really share the principle. I'm introducing the weak two road principle. Yeah, please don't. Please don't, or please do if you play against me. But I would love to see my opponent do that. But if you want to increase your winning chances, I would not really encourage you to do so. At least regularly. But so what we have happened now in the meanwhile is Mauricio going for a 6 point city here, as a result of first trying to block the road of Foam to the starting tile unsuccessfully. So Foam saved the square, and then came the chance for Mauricio to drop to make use out of the city cap in a more effective manner than he could have immediately done because of the sheer amount of road tornadoes that were remaining in the deck, which was like I think all 5 actually. So a nice um, spot there for Mauricio. Also attacking the road now, which is 7 points. Sure, I really kind of I actually very much dislike Mauricio doing this with the road monastery, seeing that he had a great chance to stack the monasteries, or even just start a new monastery here, which would arguably make less sense. But like, why do you use such a valuable tile to attack a road which isn't like super long? Like, I think this is a waste of a monastery, but it has paid off. The 7 points were taken by Mauricio, so I guess it worked out for him this time. But I still do see that in general as a kind of a wasteful move. I think he should have waited for another child to do such a thing. City cap for Mauricio, and he's now controlling a nice 9-point field. Could go actually over here even. Well, arguably it's a bit. Well, it would be kind of dangerous, but not entirely impossible because there's only one divider. Well, only one tube divider remaining, so could be directed upwards, getting stuck with 2 meeples, which is why he does not which is why he does not do such a thing. But stationicity on his field makes sense. Restricts both monasteries to the non-existing daggers. Or is there one remaining? There is one remaining, so still one dagger remaining into this square. This restriction by phoam, though, is really unfortunate, though, for Mauricio, because there's actually not too many tiles to fit there. This was the final dagger of its kind. There was only one starting tile and only one city crossroad, but if you just draw the starting tile, sure, that works. Also, phoam does use a city cap to actually advance both of the monasteries of the players, but yeah, like making a net +0 move. But his assumption was that there's a good chance actually that this meeple will become stuck alongside with this monastery of green. So it was a worthy effort, I would say, to try and recover the red meeple whilst still having the chances to block the green meeple later on. Extender for Pedro, grabbing those, likely to become 4 points, I reckon. And the scoreboard lead currently is working out for Pedro as well. This field I don't really like. It's only 6 points. It doesn't really have anywhere to grow. Like, it has no green squares. It's just 6 points. I mean, Mauricio's thought process must be there's only 19 tiles remaining, and 3 meeples, well, even 2 is in most cases gonna be sufficient enough to not need extra meeples that badly. Plus, he can of course get this meeple back over here. So just taking the biggest point haul that he was able to take at the moment seemed quite decent, and in some ways I do agree. Though I do think that the extra meeple could be useful. For example, if this ruin grows any more than it like currently is for 4 points, then maybe there's like some big city tiles going over here, and we could spare one meeple to attack that in the late game, or maybe we need to fight for this field with an extra meeple, or maybe we just meeple this right here for like 8 or 9 points, which would be already enough, which would already be enough and more than this field. But at least Pedro has also attacked the 6-point field, so I guess spending a meeple on the 6-point field is not as bad after all. Pedro takes the second ruin for 6 points and some opportunities to grow it. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3. There are no cows remaining. And there are also no extenders any longer because King Mauri is having the final one in his hand. So this square is dead. Save for the save for the final tube divider, which could actually be used in order to try and attack this field by phoam. So that is definitely something that Grid needs to be aware. And there are, well, seemingly there are plenty of tiles to go here still. There are 3 regular crossroads. There are no starting tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 straight road. So, yeah, kind of plenty of tiles to still go here. And if Foam does get the tube divider, he might have a bit of a dilemma whether he'd go here, finish the city, drop a farmer, or go here at one point to the ruin and try to go for a 15-point setup. Which is all, of course, depending on his current points. So let's have a little look in there. So he's +6 on the board, on the scoreboard. He's +3 on these fields, +6 again, +12, +9, +11, +16, +8. He's -4 with equal meeples. But finishing this city and dropping a farmer is already 8 points, so that would already be more than enough for at least at the time. However, Mauricio is going for the expansion of the field with a city cap, and also meeple in the city cap, preparing to drop another farmer and to make a 10-point move with 2 tiles, which would put phoam at -14. For now, though, I think he would be just going over here to get 3 extra points, or something that he could try is to go. I was not gonna suggest that, but I was gonna suggest that maybe Foam goes over here, drops a farmer, but given the so plentiful amount of crossroads, we are not at that stage of the game that we need to be so desperate. So just prepares to take the road, although I really don't think this is such a good move because there's only one straight road for King Mauri to go here with, and the other tiles that he can go here with are field crossroads, which can now be just used to claim 3 points over here, 2 points over here, 2 points over here. Like, this meeple is really not going to achieve all that much. Now, it does, however, make the opportunity to drop a ninja farmer over here and connect through a curve, although, again, with such a large amount of crossroads remaining in the deck, it does not really strike as a good move, and oh no, Mauricio making a terrible mistake and forgets to claim these 3 points from the road. Ay, 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 that is gonna be not so nice as well. But it was like +5, +2. He's -3 now. -3 is Mauricio, and he just forgot to take the 3 points. He still has the meeple in hand. This was not a recovery of the meeple. Oh no, that could actually be just enough for Foreman to end up with like a 3 point victory. Let's not foreshadow too much, but that is certainly gonna be unfortunate stuff. Love to see it, says Clovier. Yeah, anything that goes in Pedro's favor is certainly going to be cheered in the chat by Clovier. Looks like we have some guests in the chat here, which so hopefully they will not be distracting the players too much. Like, well, let's say more than that one message. Phoam with a road monastery, with a juicy road monastery, up by +3 if my countings are correct. And I think Phoam could very well just go over here for a 6 point move, putting him at +9. Also making another chance at a ninja farmer if he ever needs it. Let's actually quickly count the curvy tiles. So there's 1, 2, 3. There are actually, well, there are no daggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are also no road Doritos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are still 2 regular curves. Foam goes for a 7 points monastery spot, which is very decent. Up by +10, +6 after the 4-point move by Mauricio. Zoom the board, please. I mean, I can do that. Yeah, I mean, kinda. I just have to be like kind of aware of the tiles not being of the tiles not being covered by the overlay of the stream, which is why I like to keep a bit of a zoomed out view. Foam goes for a 4-point road, and he's sure. Looks like a nice one because there are still 3 field crossroads remaining. And King Mauri takes away a meeple, which actually, what else was he supposed to do? He was actually not even able to take quick points. But now what he can do is to claim this 6-point field. Maybe not with this. Actually, yes, with this tile, because there are still quick point tiles, and King Mauri can indeed and will indeed in all likelihood be able to score quick points. He should be taking this 6-point field right here. Actually, maybe here might be a bit more accurate, because he still is hoping for a city cap in here, which will net him 9 points, and he will be able to score without spending a meeple, and there are still other quick point tiles in the deck. So King Mauri should be using a meeple right here, right now. And I think the most accurate play would be to go over here, drop a farmer, and then just sit and wait for other quick point tiles to come into his hand. Still one field crossroad remaining. I think also one regular curve. Then there is the this is unfortunate. I think there's a very big likelihood that King Mauri is gonna find himself at a meeple surplus, because now he gets a city cap, drops a farmer, and he will not be able to use his 2 meeples that he has in hand. And I told you, like so many quick point tiles, a city cap, there's also a crossroad and the curve. Like, he actually cannot lose any points if he goes for this 6-point field. And then if he gets the curve, like then he just takes this 3-point field over here, and he still cannot lose points because all the other tiles are city caps. Oh no. I mean, 6 plus 9 points there, they are huge. But I'm not sure if they are big enough, because this missed 3-point road right here by Mauricio and the meeple surplus at the end are sure costing him at least like 6 points, I would say. At least 6 points. 17 points. 25 points is the lead of Foam on the scoreboard. Does King Mauri have enough? And he does not. He loses by 1 singular point. Loses by 1 point. And this is what I'm talking about. The meeple surplus in your hand is what cost you the win. Because had you not taken these 2 points, just go here. And also it would have prevented Foam of taking these 2 points right here. Like, that move on its own would have been enough to claim a win for this game for Mauricio. That on its own, but combined with missing the 3-point road and the meeple surplus, there's like at least like 7 or 8 points missed by Mauricio, and it is costing him in the dearest form possible, as Pedro moves into the lead of 1-0. Major what's the word? Consequences. One to nothing for Pedro Antunes. However, Mauricio does get a starting player advantage this time around, so should be happy about that. Unfortunately, he does not get a very. I mean, he gets a decent tile to start with, but any city tile is actually just better than any road tile. So does not get to take full advantage. Pedro, though, is wasting his time, already having spent almost 2 minutes, as he seems to be out from his he seems to be AFK for some reason, doing who knows what, but these extra lost minutes are costing him. Yeah, well, the page was seemingly not loading, or not having updated for Chrome, and that is a bit of unfortunate, but 13 minutes is still plenty of time, though a bit unfortunate to lose 2 precious minutes on the very first tile of your game. Foam going with a there is the two city principle. not going over here as would be like a 300 move, just focusing too much on one feature, but going for the two city principle because this city is very safe at the moment still, and now he can use multiple, like, well, all types of city tiles efficiently. Second city does get broken though by Mauricio. But for foam, I think I'm like just going over here and still like making a threat out of this city is perfectly doable. Going over here is like a thing also, but I wouldn't say that it would be superior. And okay, I mean this is a more certain solution. I was also thinking that Pedro could just go over here and like still try to make a threat out of the city, but sure, just finishing your 8-point city and starting a new one can't really go all that wrong with that. Who needs 2 minutes anyway? Well, I would. I would certainly, and I also know other players that would need. Maybe like maybe someone like Moya, maybe someone like Joseph, maybe someone like Alexei. Like those 2 minutes would be very very precious to us. But for most of the Portuguese players, actually, time usually is not an issue, especially in these 15 minutes PGA tournaments, I think. Foam, finishing the road, starting a monastery, also trying to go for a block of the city and the monastery square, trying to get into a winning mini battle, but the defense is there by Mauricio and also enables this 3-point road indirectly, which is a very efficient move to do. And Foam gets restricted and cannot really do anything about it. I mean, he can go over here and to finish his city, which I think he should be doing. But I think he's also considering doing this. But I don't think this city is gonna be like that big of a deal breaker, even if it gets like even if it is gonna be a ruin in the end, even with two meeples, because it seems like it has like it's gonna have a lot of points in it, and like these squares right here are just now I think way more precious to save at the moment, just so that there isn't like a cow going here or a field dorito going over here and potentially getting two of your meeples blocked. As of late, I've been trying to use my time more productively, especially in the 15-minute format. Yeah, I'm with you there. I can certainly empathize with that. I can certainly vouch for that movement, tactic, decisions. Plus, the two cities can be split. Yeah, they can for sure. Now, a bit of an unfortunate tile for Pedro um, would be if Mauricio is to find one of the two remaining city crossroads, go over here, claim his meeple back, take 2 additional points, and limit this square to the one remaining triple city with a road. And also, there's only like one splitter in the deck, so that would certainly be well, let's not say like unlucky, but like uncomfortable is a better word um, for foam. This, however, basically does the same thing because now the cities cannot really be separated anymore. Say, of course, for the one divider. Mauricio, I think was trying to figure out whether he needs to drop a farmer here or whether he can drop a farmer here. Or should drop a farmer here. And I think he makes the correct move. Now is not the time. This field is still like very, very small. Gonna be at 6 points if the dagger is drawn, and doesn't really have that much growth potential. Finishes the city, drops a new one, with still 2 starting tiles remaining, so this city is relatively safe. Also, what Phoam has done here is a good job, because he has now created a second road monastery spot when there was already one one existing, and this first road monastery spot is what is going to allow the release of the initial monastery of Pedro, whilst still going for the second 8-point monastery, which will of course be then immediately and automatically blocked. But for King Mauri, it's gonna be like the same 8-point move, but it will not give him a meeple back, which is a big difference. A big difference. 2 quick city crossroads drawn, maybe even back to back by Pedro. First, going over here, indirectly finishing his road, starting a new city, and then immediately drawing the second one. No more city crossroads remaining in the deck. And Phoam goes for the save of the square, which is still nice, because it can actually still get completed. There are still all 2 daggers actually to go here. And then there are 2 daggers to go here, and still plenty of triple cities to go. Well, 3 triple cities and the quad city. And no more dividers actually into this square, because this second one by Mauricio was drawn. And Mauricio now with 4 meeples to 2 is going to take quite a commanding lead on the meeples, and is certainly going to be a favorite to win this field, which is likely going to be 12 points, if not more. Immediately, of course, attacks the field. And it's not really looking that good for Phoam. Like, he does have nice monasteries here, but if you look at his meeple placements and the status of his meeples, it's gonna need big city tiles, big city tiles, big city tiles. And this monastery retrieval is relying on the road monastery being drawn and this city being finished. So I really would not like to be in Phoam's shoes right now. Does get a meeple back though, so 2 versus 2 meeples. And King Mauri draws 1 of the 3 remaining triple cities. Might even go over here, maybe over here. I think one of these 2 is going to be the decision. Trying to hinder the completion of this city right here, of course. And then with any of the remaining triple cities, or with the quad city, he could then block this square for good. Does neither though. Just goes here for, I think, like a bit of a restriction for the field attacks, because I think he was really anticipating the field attack by Pedro from to become reality from the bottom left. And Pedro could, Pedro could still do that, and I think he will do that. Yes, he will. So this isn't like really much of a disincentivizing move from field attacks. But it's going to it's gonna make him it's gonna make Pedro to need like a bit more valuable tiles to connect than he would usually need. Road Dorito in the hand of Phoam. Does need it in multiple places. Needs it here, needs it here, needs it here for a defense, which is also the place he's gonna use it to. He's gonna value still the connection quite a bit, it seems, and I mean it's still relatively alive. There are still 3 daggers, no, not 3 daggers, but 3 vanillas to go into this square, and actually no other tiles. No other tiles at all. There are no field Doritos remaining in the deck. They are all 5 are in play. Which means that this square is still, well, I mean, first of all, it's very much in danger, but it's also going to require very much a value tile. Not that Foam really has any use for city caps anyway as of right now. And King Mauri is putting on the pressure with another monastery. Also gonna be creating another field over here. So let's actually say that there's a dagger over here and then a dagger over here. That's already then another 9-point field. Also, Mauricio can just claim a meeple back from this road right here, which is very nice for him. And actually, this road that Foam is now making here could potentially backfire on him, because if he finds a dagger, will he go over here? Probably he will, and he will try to claim these points, or maybe even just pre-make a 6-point road that he can claim later. But then that will then have the chance of expanding the field by like another 6 points, and King Mauri is gonna be the favorite to have the meeples to drop a farmer here and to connect through the city. So making a large field is probably not gonna be playing all that well for Pedro in this instance. Tries to block the city of Mauricio, but unsuccessfully so, as Mauricio draws one of the 2 remaining starting tiles. His road seems to be kind of vulnerable, but there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still 2 crossroads remaining, which he now gets 1, and he will claim his meeple back. Now with 3 meeples against 1 in hand, this looks very tasty for King Mauri. But finally, the triple city hits for Foam, and so does the dagger now for Mauricio, now with 4-1 meeple advantage in hand. And the dagger also, the dagger for Foam, but he can't really drop a farmer. He would very, very much like to. He would so like to drop a farmer, but I'm not sure if he can do that. Because he only has then 1 tile to get a meeple. Actually, no tiles to get a meeple back, because the road monastery is spent over here. So this guy is blocked. This guy is very likely to be blocked, or like has been blocked. These guys are going to be contingent of successfully being able to finish the city, and it looks like a very, very tall order, which is why Foam does not even bother trying to complete the city. But it does leave options for King Mauri to now start spending his meeples, and to first of all start the 6-point field with still at least 1 starting tile to go over here, and that is actually the only city cap to go here. But 1 starting tile here, probably another city cap to go here, and then later he can also claim, of course, the other side of the field with another meeple. So just this 6-point field, or just these 2 cities, are gonna be likely netting at least 12 points for King Mauri. And he's going to do exactly that. He's going to now go over here and drop a farmer also on this side. Phoam can't really do all that much. I think he's just gonna go over here and block off the city cap, or go over here and block off the city cap just in time, as King Mauri was trying to get in. But it's still gonna be a decent tile for Mauri. He can either just chuck the city cap onto his field, or he can claim a 6-point ruin from here. And I mean, his position is looking kind of decent. Though this 15-point field, though, how important, how big is it going to be for Phoam actually? +5 for Mauricio, +13, +19 and 25, 24, 23, 29, 28, 24, 20. And then these 15. So -5 for Phoam, even after this connection. -5 with equal meeples and really nowhere to score. And Mauricio even getting back his second meeple. I don't know what Phoam should be doing here. Actually, I do. I do know. I still think there's one vanilla remaining. So we go over here with a starting tile. Oh, and this gives a chance. This gives a chance. The starting tile. We can still do that. We can go here. We can then get the final starting tile or the vanilla, take this city, and then with our final tile, we can actually finish the city and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 plus 3, 15 points. And there is indeed one more vanilla and one starting tile. So I think, honestly, I think we go here, because like we can't score anywhere, anyways. So I think we just go here and we try to prepare a 15-point move. Clovier, really kind of banking. Would I like to bank on the finishing of the city? Which I think, like, yeah, could have been an option, but it would have been like really like kind of ugly to spend the rest of the game in so many scenarios without having any meeples, like not being able to retrieve any of this stuff right here, having 3 meeples on fields, and this guy was like already gonna be connecting over here. I mean, sure, it was an option, but I'm not sure if I would have gone for that myself. Now, for King Mauri, there has to be. I mean, I know, like, well, first of all, there's the starting threat over here. But what I think for Phoam, what I think he is gonna be making a mistake here is setting up the starting tile. I mean, actually, I think he's not really setting up the starting tile for himself. He's more setting up the starting tile for King Mauri still, but he's making sure that there is like no real value for Mauricio. For Phoam, it would be, well, actually 7 points, sure. But then, like, if we just go here and if we are banking on the starting tile anyway, then like we really should go for the max points, because we are just not like that far behind. Now we did not land one of our, well, like one of our 2 most likely must get out in the first place anyway, but I still think that it was like one of the only real chances that Phoam had left, if any, actually, because I'm not sure if the 15 points still would have been enough, even with the right tile sequence. think it was the way to go. It also would have denied those two efficient farmers. Yeah, still referring to this move right here with a farmer. Maybe. But counterfields can always be made by King Mauri, just like, for example, over here, just dropping a farmer, and then, like, phoam can never do anything about the city caps anyway. So, yeah, it was certainly a tough endgame for Pedro. Though I would really like to know what were his plans of like what he was going to try to do after he just took these 4 points and didn't go for the completion of the city. Like, I wouldn't be convinced that he really had like any actual great winning paths other than actually, just going for maybe this big city. Like actually, like, what is your plan after you just take 4 points? You have one meeple versus like a gazillion meeples of your opponent because they are so easily retrievable. Not sure. Phoam does get a city cap, just gonna be going for a 3-point move, and King Mauri does have the starting tile in hand, which will only be worth 1 point, either over here or either over here. The choice is his. This one would be minus 3 points because albeit finishing a city on your field, and it would also deny the double scoring of these two cities on the two separate fields now for red. So of course this is an absolute no-no. But 1 point on the road or on the city is what's going to happen. And in the city it looks like mildly better because now it looks like the city was so close to being completed. And this is indeed going to be an equalizer from Mauricio. 8 seconds on the clock of Pedro. Not that it really mattered in this game actually, because like he didn't have really like such a tough end game to like solve. Like, he only might have really had like one chance and one chance only to really like create any huge threat, or even like even mediocre threats in the like at the end game. So, who's going to be the lucky one to get the starting player advantage? Neither one for now. Looks like they are going to be having a small break in between the games. And the break is over. Oh, what the? Okay, interesting. Oh, well, that is certainly interesting. Let's not have any of that. Okay, City for Mauricio. Phoam is the starting player, so he's going to be having a well, yeah, he's going to have the better end game probability chances. And this one I don't quite like all that much. I think it would have been much better for King Mauri to go over here, take 2 points, harass the city and to indirectly continue the city of his at the top, because there could have very easily been either like a Dorito going over here from foam, or then just a city cap with a road and uh, and restricting the road into into a tile, which would be unbeneficial for the green player. Do you meeple this city? It would be kind of funky looking. Meeple in the city, meeple in the field. The field is dead, which is ah, the worst tile. The worst tile hits the hand of Pedro, of course. What? What? Where is the meeple from this city? What the hell? Bro, bro, you cannot. No, no, no. What was that? Like, yeah, of course, I get the block, but like, you don't leave this city empty. You still have two meeples in hand, and either a city cap or a double Dorito is gonna be so bad for you if your opponent gets it. Like, what? Brother, this is not the way that you are gonna increase your winning chances. Blocking a meeple is nice, but that alone is not enough for this move. Yeah, like, you have to meeple that. Like, surely it's just like a misclick that I like just I don't know, like his thoughts were elsewhere. Like, surely this is not like a considered move that am I gonna meeple that? I'm not. Like, that cannot be a move that Foam thought, and like thought for long and thought like, that's good. No. Yeah, Glover also saying, what is this, what is this sympathy? Much misclicks in this match. I'm not sure if it was a misclick. Honestly, I'm not sure if it was a misclick. Honestly, it might have just been like a thought out decision by Pedro, but I really hope it's not, because I don't like that one bit. Compensation for the first game road miss. Yeah, a triple that, because it was then a 9 points move for Mauricio, claiming the 6 point city and getting another field and getting another city onto the field. Big time compensation. Foam self-restricting his city to the one remaining city crossroad, and now on the other end he's going to be needing the starting tile. The starting tile though would come with a very juicy farmer. Already 6 points, gonna be maybe 9, maybe 12, then 15. Like, it's gonna be a big field here with very tiny amount of green squares. Actually, for 15 points, it's so efficient. And also, like, I'm gonna like, imagine this: a starting tile here, drop a farmer, then here is gonna be a divider. This gets finished, and then here just like either an extender or a cow, and like an impenetrable field for 15 points, like with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green squares, like 5 green tiles, which would be really something nice to see. Mauricio attacks the city from the top and gets unified to the city by foam. Yeah, by foam, who takes 2 points. doesn't want to get restricted with his 2-pointer. And Mauricio could just actually go over here, maybe? Take a road? Or do something else? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe just here. Ah, no, actually, this way. This way. Because the starting tile, yes. Because starting tiles and the city crossroad is already needed by phoam into these squares right here. So it's going to be unlikely that this square is going to get saved by Pedro at any point. And Mauricio increases the size of the field, sure, which is actually still, for now, only worth 3 points. For phoam, do you go here or do you go here and drop a farmer? Yeah, he does try to go for the big points, and I like it. I do like it, for sure. Because, like, if King Mauri was to get this the second divider and go over here for 8 points and a farmer for 12, and then also get 6 points for the other for the other field, it would just be so uncomfortable to play against. But at least this way, we can certainly fight against such occurrence. City being restricted into the final remaining starting tile, which gets drawn immediately, so this square is blocked. This city will stay at 1 point, well, as a ruin, and there is going to be a 7, well, no, sorry, not a 6-point monastery for now, but most likely going to get up to 8 points, so a winning mini battle at least, but this square can still get blocked, which would be so great, actually, for Mauricio. And I would certainly, yeah, well, maybe not with this tile, but with another tile when he has the time. Gonna go over here and try to block these squares. Phoam does indeed land the absolute choose tile, and makes all the saving worth it for his city with 3 shielded tiles. He finishes a 16-point city, gets a meeple back, and is very much in the game, despite 1 meeple down. These monasteries are still very much completable, and if these monasteries are gonna be completed, then King Mauri actually has to start worrying about the safety of this 12-point field. Which is why I think it would be actually quite decent for Mauri to go maybe over here. Or do you go for the big time tactics and try to go over here with a triple city and a Dorito? It's a relatively nice looking setup with still 4 Doritos and 4 triple cities. Yes, he does go for it. And phoam cannot do anything about it. Well, actually he can. He could go here and just finish the city of Mauricio, but is it worth it? Is it worth to prevent a disaster? Because there are then no starting tiles that that either player could use to then attack the city anymore. It's a big time decision, and phoam decides to not give a meeple back and points to his opponent, which I can completely understand. However, I would kind of be like giving it a longer thought, I think, because Well, I have my own situations from this almost exact scenario. Now, it does not come back to bite foam, but has to invest a tile on a shared feature, which is nice, well, which is okay though, for sure. Um, Also because this square right here is actually fully blocked. Wait, what? There are no starting tiles, there are no city crossroads, and there are no daggers to go into this square. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are no road Doritos. There's the only tiles that go here are horses. 2 horses. Wow. Well, that is a restriction and a half for foam, and I think it's gonna land him in a very, very good position in this game. What an odd run out of tiles. Yeah, for sure. Foam gets also restricted in the same way, though not quite. Yeah, actually not quite in the same way, because there are daggers pointing to the left, with all 3 actually in the deck, of which are not a huge fan of this move. Or am I? I mean, it gives you 1 point to the monastery, but like this monastery is irrelevant. And it also does not take care of this attacking square to the field, which now Foam is gonna be using. And King Mauri now, like he gets one of the 2 tiles that are one of the 2 only tiles to go into the square, but decides not to use that. Decides to forego and decides to simply give up on this city right here. Which, honestly, it could just it could very well just be that that Mauricio has not even acknowledged that there are no other tiles to go into the square except for these cows. Like it could very well be the case, because it's such an an unusual tile run out that there is literally nothing to go here except for big city tiles. So it's really not like a natural instinct to see a triple city and then like decide to forego points, like forego quick points, and then just continue a city by 2 points. Like it's just not a natural move. Foam gets a vanilla and also uses it to score the city, because there was still 1 more of those remaining, and it was done mainly just to not enable Mauricio to grab another one of those and score the points himself. 1 point added to the monastery of Mauricio, and this is looking extremely good position for Foe. He's 20 points behind on the scoreboard. These cancel each other out. There's +6 on the monastery for green, +8 over here, +16, +10, +9, so at -11, at -23, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at -5 is Mauricio, and Foam is having an extra meeple to work with. So if I am Foam, I will never attack this field. It doesn't matter if there are like half the deck would be connection tiles. I will not attack this field, because you are at +5. You do not need to risk a singular thing. You just don't. You can even just go, like, for example, here, have a 5-point city plus plus an extra point to your monastery, and then you still have these 2 daggers over here, which will net you 9 points each. And yeah, this is exactly what Foam goes for. he realizes that he is ahead enough that that he just simply does not need to attack the field, no matter how good of a connection spot it would be. Also, for the fun of it, let's see how many connection tiles there would be. So no, no monasteries. There are giving points when you are behind is not just the play. Like it's just not the play, man. There is really no upside here for King Mauri. Like Mauri's option here would be to let Phoam attack the field and pray that he does not that he does not connect, and he's gonna waste a meeple for 0 points. Like that's basically one of the better ways that Mauricio could like still try to come back here. Is to not do the more natural moves and to take away the field attacking options. But yeah, let's see how many connection tiles there would have been. So no monasteries. There are, well, no dividers. There is one vanilla and one, two, three, four. There's also one field Dorito. And then how many curbs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, there would have been 3 connection tiles. Not enough to even consider really an attack on this field. Because again, you can just score points and enjoy your status. Mauri drawing the second of the 3 daggers, so only 1 remaining into this square. And Foam now not able to take any quick points. Actually, no, that's a lie. He can. 3 points over here, which should be the move, and it will be the move. Lovely, a gift. Yeah, indeed. These 2 points right here are certainly going to increase Foam's winning chances as opposed to decreasing them. And Mauricio now with a cow, which he cannot really use. I guess he's just going to be adding 1 point to his monastery. Like, there's just nothing that Mauricio can do. He's down by like, what, 10, no, 11, 12, 13. He's down by like 15 points with equal meeples. 15 points on this board. Like, he could attack this field right here for 12, but even that isn't enough. And Foam keeps adding 1 point after another on his features, down to minus 16 now again for Mauri. Well, he could go over here and then get a dagger, or over here. Does it work? I mean, sure. I mean, it's a chance for a 7-point move. Might as well try. But for Foam, I think you just take the city cap. Just to deny that one teeny tiny option of Mauricio scoring points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still 3 city caps actually. So absolutely going over here for Foam and just meepling this city cap, or this city, is going to be the move for Pedro. Should be like every single time. Because when Foam is in the lead by so much, all that he needs to do is to make sure that his opponent cannot have any decent chances to score points with. And when you take away the city caps, you deny the point scoring opportunities as well. And a dagger it is, the final tile that was gonna go over here for foam. So this 1 point meeple is also stuck, but I'm pretty sure that Pedro is not as sad about it as Mauricio is to see his meeple stuck in these squares. Probably Mauricio gonna be going over here, adding a city cap to his field. Actually, maybe over here is a bit and is actually a bit more precise, because then the city cap cannot be blocked away, because there are still 1 or 2 city caps in the deck. I'm saying 1 or 2 because I counted 20 before this, so 3 remaining, but I'm giving myself like a like a room for error. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 2 city caps, 1 vanilla, and then I guess 1 tube divider. Those are the city caps. Actually, King Mauri can go. Yeah, King Mauri can very much go here, or should go here. Then he's gonna hope for a tube divider, get 7 points, and then the vanilla for another 7 points. That's a 14-point sequence, and no, no, because like Mauri cannot really do stuff like this. Like, yeah, I mean, like in theory, it would be a higher total point scoring with a curve and a city cap here. Of actually wouldn't even be. It would be 13 points, but this is like just fully blockable so easily, like with probably any tile in the game. But then over here, you need the city caps anyway to deny foam from getting the city cap and getting a meeple back. So like just go here, get yourself 2 other city caps, get 14 points, and like just finish the game like with accuracy, you know. And would have gotten 7, so wouldn't be bad. Also, he would have been able to, I guess, yeah, just yeah. So get 7 points and then go for like a 4-point road over here, or go for a 3-point or 6-point field over here. Would have been more accurate than he was now able to do. So, well, actually, this wasn't blockable with any tile because there was a chance that Pedro gets a field crossroad and can't go over here, because no, wait, no, hold up a second. Wait, because there was this, this, and this. Never mind. Yeah, actually, it was fully blockable. Yeah, this connection was fully blockable. Was fully blockable with every single tile in the game. With a crossroad going over here, with a curve going over here, with a vanilla going over here, with a tube divider going over here, and yeah, with just every single tile, it was blockable. Not a good attack. But not that it was gonna save Mauricio. Nice effort though. Unfortunately, not quite enough for the Chilean, who will be eliminated from this competition, from these qualifiers. Foam will be moving onwards to the lower round 3, and he'll be fighting against fighting against the winner of Lionel Munoz and fighting against the winner of this match between Lionel Munoz and Satoshi Kitamura, which Satoshi will be like a heavy favorite, but we'll see how it turns out. It will be covered tomorrow by either by Utse or by Alexei, I'm pretty sure. Hello there, Foam. Congratulations on your win. Looking good. You are kind of like really trying to make the hardest route for yourself possible in these qualifiers, like losing on the first round, and then now like trying to like really boost yourself into like a full beast mode of winning like 6 matches actually, which is like, oh, that is so long. still, still would have to win 4 matches. Oh, bro, it's a long way. Man, long way. But chances are still there. So far so good for Foam in the lower brackets. By the way, in the last game, the 2-minute gambit was because in my screen it was his move. Yeah, we did see that in the chat, and it is of course a bit unfortunate that a lot of bugs are still going on with PGA, but such is life. On PC, F5 is your best friend these days, or just this little circle here of a nice juicy refresh. Okay, tomorrow is gonna be a packed day. This is the wrong site. So the matches will start at 1200 UTC, which I will not be covering because I will be playing at 12 UTC myself against the Japanese Rapid Train, which will be quite a tough matchup for sure. One of the, well, I guess I could say like one of the absolute toughest that there could ever be, as of these days. But after that, I will be covering something tomorrow. Might be covering these new countries between Costa Rica. So Edo Tico from Costa Rica and R. Dale from Indonesia. And then I will be covering Townsend versus Vega Orion at 1900 UTC. That's for sure. But all the other matches seem to be scheduled for now. So it's going to be either 1 or 2 matches that I will be streaming tomorrow. But of course, my main focus is going to be playing at 1200 UTC. So if you are interested in that match, you will be seeing that on Alexei's channel. That's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. And if you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing or by liking the stream. Or if you're watching this afterwards, then leave a comment in the comment section what you think of it. I'll be seeing you tomorrow with some more CCL qualifiers. Bye for now.